So today we're going to be talking about business coaches. I'm going to tell you why I hired one, who I hired, and what an impact he's had on me. And it might make you rethink hiring one yourself even. So I work with a guy named Craig Ballentine. For those of you guys who are in like the fitness and athletics space, he's like massive in that space. I didn't even know that that was his world. I got turned on to him from another mutual entrepreneur friend of mine, Patrick Donahoe, said you should check out this guy, Craig Ballentine. He has this thing called the Perfect Day Formula, Perfect Life Formula. He's got like a whole book on it. And so I went through some of his programs, and then I decided to pull the trigger and hire him one-on-one for monthly coaching. Because let's face it, like there's coaches in football teams for a reason. A team is not just going to achieve massive levels of success just by going out on a field and not having any leadership or any third party or sounding board to bounce ideas off of and say, hey, you do this, help with play calls, and just help making sure the team is performing at a top level. And the same can be said of us as creatives, whether you're a songwriter, an artist, or musician. Hiring a coach can be one of the best investments that you can make. I really do believe that so many people out there watching this have spent just stupid amounts of money on like buying a $3,000 guitar that's not going to write you a hit song. It's not going to change your life. And you'd be much better off to spend $500 on a guitar and go hire a business coach for $2,000 or how much ever it costs you to make sure you're doing the right things in the first place. So I hired this guy, Craig Ballentine, and one of the biggest things, this is such a simple thing, but it's been massively impactful for me personally, for my family, for me and my wife, is he's helped us structure our weeks. And really it all revolves around your calendar. And so the way that he encourages you to look at things is to put blocks for your personal stuff first. That could be stuff like, for us, it's having a date night every week, because that's one key priority for me. It could be making sure you carve out your workouts, your fitness time. Like me and my wife carve out like 1 or 2 slots to like hit the gym or do yoga or something like that. And then after you've got that stuff, put your stuff in with your kids, and then and only then you put in the work stuff. And that was a big reframing in my head of like, I used to think, well, I've got all these things scheduled work-wise. Like I need to start by putting the personal stuff down first and then fitting work around that. And the other thing that's been really helpful for us is instituting a Sunday weekly meeting. It's like a weekly schedule planning session for us just to go over what the coming week looks like, so I can let my wife know, hey, if there's a session that I think might run long, or if she's got something that she really wants to do, if she's got like a breakfast with a friend or something, making sure that I can be with my girls to watch them, or that we at least have a babysitter. But just having that one, we do it on like Sunday mornings or Sunday afternoons, whenever we're not in church or whatever. And we sit down, it takes 15, 20 minutes, you just look over the week, and you're both on the same page. And so that's one of the biggest things that I've learned from Craig, and that's been a game changer for us personally. Work-wise and business-wise, there's been a lot of really cool suggestions and ideas he's helping me implement. But I would say the biggest stuff that I've personally got out of it has been like bringing some more balance. The whole work-life balance thing, that's something we hear about so often as entrepreneurs and creatives. And for those of us who do this and we create stuff for a living, we love doing it. But it's really important that we put boundaries around it. Otherwise, it can be all-consuming. That's why relationships fall apart. That's why people's health goes horribly wrong. People get overweight. They get sick. They get diseases and things just from not taking care of themselves. Man, I got a side tangent, but it's totally on topic. I have been carless for about 5 years now. I sold my car, went on this massive experiment of just going a little more minimal, trying not to own stuff. And so the car was one of those things. I was like, could I live with just Ubering around? And so I did it, and 5 years later, here I am. And so last night, one of my Uber drivers was this guy, I would have guessed by looking at him, he's probably 38 or 40 or something. And after talking to him for a few minutes in the car, this guy is a grandpa. He's almost gonna be a great grandpa. And he hasn't been sick in 30 years. Basically, he eats healthy. He doesn't take antibiotics, doesn't take medicine, chemicals, and stuff like that. And this isn't, I'm not a doctor, so don't hear this as like medical advice or anything, but I was just amazed at like, it's this simple stuff. This guy literally hasn't had a cold in 30 years. And before that, he was on antibiotics all the time, so it screwed his system up. But it's really just simple lifestyle things. So for some of you guys, like making some of those changes would make your business skyrocket to the next level because you're performing at such a higher level physically that you're able to do what you need to do, and you can show up with the energy that you need to show up with for your songwriting sessions or for your shows that you're playing. It just helps you feel so much better mentally, so much clearer. You don't have brain fog. And so I highly recommend working with somebody like Craig. You may not have a huge budget to do it, and that's totally okay. But if you're considering making a big investment in something like a guitar or an instrument or something like that, I would think again about that and maybe find something that's not literally as high end. You can still, I'm a big believer that it's about the player, it's not about the instrument. And some great players that I know, there's plenty of examples of people who make $200 guitars sound like $1 million. So I'd invest a little bit into instrument or gear and then invest a lot more into yourself and through something like coaching. So that's what I've been doing with Craig Ballentine, and I hope that's helpful for you guys. Hey, what's up? Hope you loved the video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to our page for more awesome music industry content. If you are interested in getting a publishing deal, a record deal, or having a career in the music business, I've got a free video class for you right here. Click that link down there to get access to it. And if you want to check out another one of my vlogs, click up here.